Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am CS2 Ortega, and today I'll be going over a little bit of what to expect here at CSA School. So due to this pandemic, of course, we have to take extra precautionary measures like social distancing and wearing our masks. And we also have to amp up the way we properly clean and sanitize all the equipment that we use and the stations that we use in the labs. So a few of the pictures I'm going to be showing as well are from previous years, so you could see that we are practicing social distancing and of course wearing our masks. So I'm not going to go too in depth of what we do here at A School because I want certain things to be kind of a surprise. So when you first check in, you're going to check into a barracks. Normally you would have 3 or 2 people, but due to this pandemic, we're only allowed to have 2 people per room. So everyone's gonna have their own bed, of course, drawers, and everyone has their own bathroom inside their barracks room. They also have a fridge and a microwave they could use. So the first week is sanitation and nutrition. So we go over a bunch of foodborne infections, intoxications, proper cooking temperatures, and we go over a little bit about nutrition. So after that, that's roughly 2 or 3 days in the classroom, and after that we take a multiple choice test. So after our nutrition and sanitation test, the day after we go into our TOC labs, which is our techniques of cooking labs. So in here, that's when we actually start cooking. So in the labs, we have roughly 9 people in the labs plus the instructor, and then in here we get to teach them basic culinary skills. And then, as you can tell in this video, we also do demos. So the instructor does a demo, and then after the demo, that's when the students cook their own food. So we also have cameras and monitors so you guys can see our station, but I personally don't like using them because I don't like the disconnect between myself and the students. So I always have my students go up to my station and watch me do the demo instead of showing them on the monitors that we have. So we normally give the students a set time to finish their product. So after they're done with their food, they set it up in a station, and then that's when we do critiques. So we critique how they make their products and what their product looks like. I personally don't ever taste my students' food, but some instructors do. And some of the things that we do in the cooking labs are fried chicken and baked chicken, as you can tell. In this video right now, our students just did a poultry fabrication, so they're cutting up the chicken into 8 pieces. So this day in particular, they're going to be doing some fried chicken and some baked chicken. So TOC is roughly 4 or 5 days, depending on how long this course is, because sometimes, especially during the holidays, our course ends up getting a little bit shorter. So after TOC, we do a practical, which is the last day, and then we also do a multiple choice test as well. So the practical, the students pretty much show us what they've learned throughout the whole time in that cooking lab, and then we critique the food that they make, and then after that they take the test. So after our TOC labs, we go into our SQB labs, which is a small quantity baking. And these labs, we teach them how to do baked goods. As you can tell right here, CS1 Foxwood, he is demonstrating how to do a dropped cookie, which is a chocolate chip cookie. So other things that we might do in that lab are yeast-raised products, some other quick breads, and cakes. Some of the yeast-raised products we do are cinnamon rolls and hot rolls. And then, of course, after the demo, the students do the specific product themselves, and after they're done with baking it, they line it up and they pretty much demonstrate it to us, and we critique them on how they did with it. And after SQB, the last day, we normally do a cake with teams. And of course, just like the last day in the TOC lab, they demonstrate to us all that they've learned by decorating this cake and showing us their overall creativity. So after the cake, we take the test, and that's it. That's it for baking. So after SQB, we go back into the classroom, into academics. So there's 2 portions of academics. The first part, we go over Navy food service organization, and Navy service dining and setup, and service equipment and safety. So that's pretty much the first part is the chain of command of food service, and then the service dining and setup is pretty much the wardroom, how we properly set up the tables in the wardroom, and so a few other jobs that you might be doing up in the wardroom, which is working with the officers. And then, of course, equipment, we teach them a little bit of the galley equipment that they might use on the ship, like our coppers, our griddles, the types of ovens, and other things. So after we test those 3 topics in academics, we move into our second part, which is our culinary math and our forms. So culinary math pretty much has to do with the recipe conversions, and I have a bunch of videos. You guys can go check them out. I have about 49 videos on just culinary math as well. And then the forms, the main ones we focus on right here are our NAFSA Form 1090, which is our food preparation worksheet. It's pretty much a menu of all the things that we're going to be preparing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we also have our NAFSA Form 1282, which is our food item request/issue document, which is pretty much how we request, issue, and return the food that we need for the galley. Another thing we might talk about is our IFRS, which is our Armed Forces Recipe Service. It's pretty much all the recipe cards we use on a daily basis to cook. And of course our P486, which is our CS Bible. So once we get into the galley, we try to simulate what it's like to be on a ship. So we have 2 watch captains that overall supervise the whole galley operations, making sure the meal is out in time and it's overall a good quality meal. So they end up having to taste everything, making sure it's good before they put it out on the line. And this gives a chance for the students to kind of have an idea of what it's like to supervise a bunch of other people. And then they get to use some of the equipment that we might have on the ship, like coppers or the griddles. And right now, the students are feeding the junior class, which helps them kind of learn what it's like to feed other people other than themselves. So in the wardroom, we pick 2 or most squared away students because they are the ones who end up having to properly set up this dining table and serve the rest of the instructors. So this kind of gives them an idea of what it might be like to work up in the wardroom on the ship. But of course, on the ship, only officers will be eating in there. So on the last day, we usually have a special meal for the whole schoolhouse. The senior class ends up cooking for all of us, and sometimes it might be steak and lobster or a type of southern meal. So the last day, of course, is graduation day. On this day, normally everyone gets their orders and, of course, moves on to their next duty station. And that's really it, CSA School in a nutshell. Again, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section if there's anything that you would like to see in the future when it comes to some of the videos that I make. And again, thank you.